Okay, today this is section 9.3 in the Green Prentice Hall book. You're doing 1 through 33 odd. It'll take you all of 5 minutes. I don't know how the kids talked me into that, but all right, there won't be homework over the Thanksgiving break. However, I will email home a list for you to study for your finals. You should be reviewing your tests. That's something you can do over the break. Once I make a study guide, I will put that on Jupiter. But I will not assign homework. I will assign homework over the winter break, but not the Thanksgiving break, okay? All right, so here we go. We are doing absolute value, solving absolute value equations. We're going to start with equations today, and then when we come back, we will solve absolute value inequalities. So what are the solutions that would be for the first problem, the absolute value of x equals 5? What would possibly fit inside of the first problem right here that would make that a true statement? Jackson? 5. Anything else? Chad? Negative 5. So you have two possible solutions, right? We have 5 and negative 5, because both of those answers will make it a true statement. What about the next one? Jacob?
Null set.
Okay, well, we wouldn't say null set. We would say no solution, because this has, why is it no solution? Why? Why is it no solution? Arun?
Well, absolute value represents a distance a number is from 0, and you can't be a negative distance from 0.
Right, so absolute value represents distance from 0, and you can't be negative 0. Okay? So now, here's the thing. The evil math teachers of the world are going to set you up with equations that are so hard they will be difficult for you to solve, but they will look familiar to you, and you will think, Miss Yamasaki has taught us this, or the evil math teacher has taught us this. I know, wow, what am I doing? And your heads are going to be spinning, but I'm going to set it up. If I put a calculus problem in there, inside that absolute value, and I set it equal to negative 5, what are you going to say?
No solution.
It doesn't matter how fancy, how difficult, how advanced that problem is, it's going to be a no solution, okay? All right, so here's what we're going to do. When I have an equation inside absolute value, that chunk inside the absolute value, that entire thing can be equal to what two solutions? Yes.
5 or negative 5?
5 or negative 5, because if I take the absolute value of negative 5, it will equal 5. So I've got to temporarily set them equal to both the positive value of 5 and the solution, the negative value of 5. Okay? And then I solve it using inverse operations. So, Liam, what do I need to do to solve this using inverse operations?
Subtract 1.
Subtract 1 from both sides of the equation, and then I'm left with
N equals 4.
n equals 4. And keep going for the next one. What am I going to do, Liam?
Subtract 1.
I'm going to subtract 1. And what am I left with?
N equals negative 6.
Good. Okay, questions. All right, so my solutions, I put them into braces, and I put them in braces from least to greatest. When do we not put our solution set in order from least to greatest? Sam? Yeah, but I'm talking about solution sets that's more than just two numbers. Yes?
When it's an inequality.
Okay. No, I'm talking about lists. Okay? The only time we did not put them from least to greatest is when we were doing the f of x and we were given specific inputs. We put them into the solution set the way we were given the input. Okay? That's the only time we don't go from least to greatest. Okay? And we can check this. You can substitute in negative 6 plus 1. What does that equal to?
Negative 5.
Is absolute value of negative 5 equal to 5?
Yeah.
Yeah, and I can do the same thing here. 4 plus 1, plus 1. Does that, the absolute value of 5 equals 5. So it's very easy to check. Okay? All right. So you try the next one. Go. All right, now check your work. Okay, I branch it into what two equations? How about Edward?
X minus 3 is equals to 15, and x minus 3 equals to negative 15.
Good. X minus 3 is 15, and x minus 3 equals negative 15. And now we always solve this with our inverse operations. Alex, what am I going to do?
We're going to add 3.
Add 3 to both sides of the equation, and we get x equals 18, and we get x equals negative 12. Now remember, we can check it. We put it in order from least to greatest, and so negative 12, negative 3 makes negative 15, and the absolute value of negative 15 is 15, and 18 minus 6 makes 15, so absolute value of 15 is 15. All right, now we're going a step further. When they add different pieces and parts to our equations, we peel it like an onion, and we take the outer layer away and try and isolate our absolute value. So how might I do that, Alex?
We're going to subtract 7.
We're going to subtract 7. And then we are left with 2x minus 3, absolute value. And then I'm branching that into the two equations. 2x, absolute value of 2x minus 3 is positive 25, and 2x minus 3 equals negative 25. And then we solve. Do we see the work that's involved? Even this amount of work, it should take you literally like 10 minutes. And so then I get x is equal to these two. Now, when we're graphing equations, we've been graphing on the number line. If I were to graph this, what's it going to look like? Just an equation, any kind, yeah. Just 2 dots. 1 dot here and 1 dot here. That's it. When you have an equation, it's just a dot. Okay, let's try the next one. What do you think we do to isolate our absolute value? Anthony? Divide by 3. We're dividing by 3, and then we branch it and set it equal to the negative. You guys finish it up. Pause the recording. Let's check our work. Okay, you should have had 2 equations, and the 2 solutions were negative 2 and 10. Okay, last problem. Peeling it like an onion. What is the easiest thing to undo? Actually, what's the most difficult part to undo? Let's look at the most difficult part. Sam. Dividing by 2, because when you divide by 2, don't do this. Don't write it down. When you divide by 2, let's look at what happens. You are dividing the whole thing. So what you are doing is you have 2, this is one term, absolute value x plus 1 divided by 2 minus 7 over 2 equals 15 over 2. Who wants to deal with those fractions? Right? Okay, so it's easiest to undo what first? Yep.
7.
Addition and subtraction, not just in this problem, in any problem. We undo addition and subtraction first. Okay? So we peel it from it's further away from the absolute value. So we're going to undo negative 7 by adding plus 7. Divide both sides by 2. And x plus 1, absolute value of x plus 1 is equal to 11. And then we branch it. And my solutions are? What are they? Edward?
Negative 12 and 10.
Negative 12 and 10. Yes. Good. Okay. All right, that's the lesson for today. You're doing page 412, 1 through 33 odd. Tomorrow's the quiz, section 4.1 through 4.5. and section 9.1 through 9.3. Bye.